I'm Jim Muto, and they're visiting me here this morning to ask me about my brick collection. It's an unusual collection because many years ago I used to collect coins, and they robbed me one time, and I thought, well, I'm going to get a collection that nobody will want to steal. It's too heavy to carry away. So I began, and really I got interested because I found I took a brick from each one of the buildings that's been torn down in the last 20 years in Des Moines, and Des Moines has been through this great rebuilding process, and it's unusual to have a brick from all of those buildings. Well, this came from the Orpheum Theater, you can see. Probably the only one in the whole world that's just like that. And you see these came from different places. Here's the old Garden Theater. Actually, these bricks are from every building that's been torn down in the last 20 years in Des Moines. Plus, you'll notice that I've got bricks with the titles of the companies on them, which is very difficult to get, by the way. Very unusual brick. This brick is made out of wood, and it's creosote, and the streets used to be lined with these because it was easy for the horses to walk, you see. And the funny thing about them, though, whenever it would rain very hard, they would all pop up out of the water, and they'd have to reset the whole darn bunch. When I had a coin collection, one time they came in the house and took my whole coin collection. So I said, well, I'm going to have a collection someday that nobody will want. And I said, that's my collection. I collect bricks. Nobody's going to haul away a bunch of bricks.
Here, this is what we got. This is from the Iowa City Mall.
Oh, good.
There are a bunch of loose ones, but oddly enough,
it's yeah, per inch and paper.
Yep, that's the best
Those
one
are
we
all
could
made
find.
down at. Oh, that's a different one. See, that isn't the same size. If you'll notice,
yep,
they're all different. This is one of the very earliest ones, I might tell you. That's a collector's piece.
Is that anything?
That's kind of the way when they did them. I'll have to mark it. It came from you know, it's a paving brick.
Right.
The old Central Christian Church. This came from the old federal post office that was down by the courthouse. You remember that. This came from an old streetcar that used to run in Des Moines, where they had a motorman and a conductor, and that's how he used to warn people, to let them know that that they were coming along on the streetcars. This brick came from the State House, the east steps of the State House. My neighbor across the street found it over there, and he brought it to me, and if you'll notice, the only thing it says on it is brick. That's kind of hard to tell, you know, that it's a brick unless they put down that it says brick. Yeah. Yeah. This particular brick, it says Coffeyville, Kansas, came from the old Fort Des Moines. In 1902, there was a fort built in Des Moines. The land was given to them by the city, 640 square acres. And so then when they started tearing it down, of course they became collector's pieces. And when we went out, and Marguerite and I went out and found a number of them, and that whole fort is made out of this particular brick. And I'm Jim's grandfather. Now, the thing to remember is there's a national organization for brick collectors, and every once in a while they write me or call me. There's a magazine, and I guess I've got some bricks there that are pretty valuable. I hope nobody steals them. Okay. This is came from the Paramount Theater downtown. One day my neighbor next door came and he said to me, he says, I got something for you. He said, my mother knew that you collected things from the buildings when they tear them down, so she brought me, so he gave me this, which a rather difficult one to get. It was one of the on the columns, you
Right.
know, in the old Paramount Theater.
Wasn't the Paramount the one we saw blown up?
Yes. No, that came down in sections. I haven't discovered a place to put it yet, but I will. I'll put it in it. It's a hell of a looking place.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. Des Moines was famous for quite a number of brickyards. The Capitol, the Flint, Shackleford. And these brickyards were down fairly close to the river where the banks of clay were, you see. And they would use up those clay. Eventually they became a disaster for Des Moines because where they built, like down around Hoover School, up there by Veterans Hospital, now those banks are beginning to sink and the houses are sinking also. But tell you about this Shackleford brick. I couldn't find one and couldn't find one. One day Marguerite and I were just driving around and I saw a pile of brick and I got out and was looking at the bricks, and Marguerite says, "What are you looking for, Jimmy?" She was sitting in the car. I said, "Well, I'm looking for a Shackleford brick." And she says, "Why, this whole street is paved with Shackleford bricks. And if you go downtown underneath the 7th Street Viaduct, there they are. This whole street is paved with Shackleford bricks." That's the story of
How'd you get the brick out of
this. Well, I just dug it out, went over and put another one in its place. If you go down, you'll see that brick in its place. Yeah. Anything more you want to hear about my bricks?
Go.
In 1976 was the 200th birthday of the United States, and every industry put out some kind of a memento. And this one, you see, 1776 to 1976, and if you notice, it's about what they call a bicentennial brick. And it happened to be that your grandmother was on that bicentennial commission, and she got this for me. It's rather unusual. And it's, by the way, it's made of that old sandstone that they used to make brick out of. It doesn't last, kind of goes to pieces. And many of our buildings in early Des Moines were made out of sandstone. So they have a National Brick Association or club, whatever you want to call it, and they collect bricks and have a magazine. And I have had brick collectors come and ask me about my bricks. And one of them came one day and offered me 3 Iowa bricks with labels on them. And he talked me out of a rather valuable brick that I'd come from a New York Valley many years ago.
How about this thermometer? What's the story with this?
I won that in a golf tournament.
Uh-huh.
Why
Yeah.
don't you show that to us?
Couldn't you get a bigger one?
Oh, with all of those.
Oh, yeah, looks. We just want to see the thermometer.
All right. Well,
We won't look at the brick or at the rugs.
With the rugs.
Where'd you win that?
I won it in a tournament out at Willow Creek. Just shows that I'm a great golfer, that's all.
Yeah.
This is a picture of Marguerite and I watching them tear down the Chamberlain Hotel. This is at the corner of 6th and of 7th and Locust. This now is the site of the Bankers Trust Building, the Rowan Center. It really is the first great start of building in Des Moines.
See, me and a bunch of friends went down to watch them tear down this building too at midnight. And Grandpa and Grandma were sitting there at midnight
That was taken
in their
at
lawn
midnight?
chairs. No, this was taken probably earlier. But they were there at midnight, and then the picture was in the next day. So
We
they've been
made-
there at 7 hours, I guess.
We made watching tearing down buildings fashionable in Des Moines. Yeah. Good to talk to you. So it's been a kind of a fun collection. There's a lot of oddities in there from different theaters, and from the big hotels from Des Moines. And that's the story of my brick collection. Incidentally, that's a brick house.
I'm Jim Turner.
Oh, you're Jim Turner. Good to see you, Jim. You bet. Yeah. What's he going to do with all this thing?
We'll probably sell it for a lot of money.
I know you will. You get a fortune for it.
We'll make it.
People say, "My God, a brick collection." Now in Beaverdale, finest residential area of Des Moines. Wonderful people, nice homes, substantial, good schools, good churches. If you're going to move to Beaverdale.